Hey y'all, what's up? It's Jerry in the Leaves and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my winter plant collection walkthrough. All right, y'all, so I wanted to start with my begonia wall. So I've put my summer storm back up here. I initially moved her down to the floor because I was a little bit worried about her falling. However, she grows outward versus upward, so she's not gonna have become really top heavy. And I do trim her a lot. And actually, as an update, she's faced like a little bit of a tumble, a little bit of a fall. Love that you could see the humidity in here. It's not great. But yeah, she faced a little bit of a fall. And by fall, I mean my begonia rockstar. I can't remember the name. Let me put it on the screen, a picture of it. It fell over on top of her, and I had to cut off at least like 6 or 7 leaves off of it. So the fact that she's still this big is a testament to how she's literally always growing and is just a giant, a beast, if you will. Okay, so some changes are the Rockstar Nation is not there anymore. It's actually moved down. But let me just show you the rest of my begonias. They're struggling a little bit, if I'm honest. They're struggling a little bit. They're not doing poorly, but I think that I've just not been on top of the watering the way that I should be. I also want to apologize in advance for any shakiness of the camera. But yeah, so my iron cross, you can see there, I have some leaves that have a little bit of crisping around the edges. And I'm pretty sure a lot of that is coming from like watering a little too late. So because it's a lot drier in here than it is in the summertime, it has been difficult to stay a little bit on top of the watering. I'm finding like the opposite of what other people are experiencing, where they're like, oh, it's winter, so I have to water less. I'm having to water a little bit more, but I'm not doing it, if that makes sense. I'm not like staying on top of it. So you're gonna see a little bit of winter blues in my collection, but this is like the worst the Iron Cross has looked. So considering that it still looks pretty decent, I'm not too upset. I think the one where you can see and it's most apparent is my acetosa. So I've definitely missed a few waterings. And then also, I think this needs to be cut off because actually this plant got fallen on as well. It's fallen over, it's gone through some things. So you can see the crisping there. And even with like a newer leaf having a hole in it, I've never seen that with other plants before that are ooh, what is that? Okay, it's just a piece of perlite. But yeah, I've never seen that with non-Anthurium plants, so I didn't even know that they just be ripping up and getting holes in them. But yeah, it definitely has been struggling. This one has been crisping a bit. I need to probably upsize the pot again, funnily enough, and then put it into something that's like a little bit more self-watering. I'm considering transitioning all of my begonias into glass vessels, so that they can be in no drainage with like a leca layer on the bottom, so that I can it'll be easy for me to ensure that they're always getting access to moisture. And two, I just feel like it would be easier for me to water them because, especially if they just need water like intermittently, there are times where I'm walking through with my watering can, but I just don't want to leave them sitting in water. And most of these cover pots do have holes, aside from the one the Iron Cross is in. So because of that, I can't just like pour water and like, yeah, hope for the best. I can't do that. So I'm thinking about no drainage for my begonias. That is cool too, because I have already mentioned that no drainage is something I'm interested in going with, and I feel like that aesthetic might look really nice here too anyway. Okay, so bringing y'all over here, this is my black magic. She's doing well. She did take a little bit of a hit. I had to cut some pieces off, so she's not quite as tall as she used to be, because again, the plant fell from here and like crashed down. So let's go in to see one of the plants that took the most damage, and that is my Maurice Amy here. Y'all can see that she's literally a shell of her former self. I do have props of her growing elsewhere, but I left this plant here not because I plan to keep the base. I'm actually going to part ways with the base of this one. Both this and like that's the rockstar lifestyle that I'm talking about. Both the base of these, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't move it and move the pot, because I don't want to replace or put something else there and then have to figure out where I'm gonna put the cuttings later that are growing the props. Also, this maculata took a little bit of a hit too, and by a little bit I mean a lot. I had to cut back. You can see here this snapped off. There were pieces that snapped off, but she's doing as well as, you know, one can expect. She's trying. She's a fighter. She's really a fighting babe. Okay, so I'm just kind of letting her do her thing. I feel like Canaan begonias grow so fast that I'm really not worried, because again, this maculata was literally fully restarted and has made it to being really big, and then it's gotten fallen on. It's gone through a lot of things. So I'm really confident that my Maurice Amy will be back and better in no time. I mean, while it did take me a little, like it took me a while for it to get to the size that it was at, I am confident that it will get back to that. And also, I think I mentioned being a little bit overwhelmed with how fast my begonias were growing. So I feel like the crash kind of helped me with just resetting and letting it grow back out into this like lush display. So another one I have here is my listada. She's real pretty. She's always blooming. She looks good. I think if I just show y'all what the display looks like, it looks nice. It normally is a little bit more lush, but obviously because of the crash, things happen. This one is also a good candidate for showing you like the crisping. And a lot of that is because of underwatering, less about humidity. The humidity is the reason I need to be watering a little bit more, but I am just forgetting. So things are drying out real fast in here. And I think that it's the balance between them drying out quickly, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's instead of for other people where maybe your temperature is not fully controlled, this temperature is the temperature they're experiencing pretty much all year, right? The only difference is a significant drop in humidity. So as a result, I need to ensure that I am watering them a little bit more. But I just have not been, if I'm being honest. I've been sticking to like my once a week regimen. Hence why I'm thinking about no drainage for my begonias, because I think that that will help them to stay moist for a little bit longer. So we'll see how that goes. And my no drainage setup is not going to be semi-hydro. It is going to likely be like a no drainage setup with a leca layer on the bottom and like soil on the top. So we'll see how that goes. Wish me the best. So next I want to talk about this little Anthurium display that I have up here. So this is a no ID that I bought as literally just that. It was like a no ID that needed to be rehabbed, and I got it for real cheap. I think I got this Anthurium here for like $5. So there's that. And when I got it, it was much smaller. I think one of the leaves that I got it with is over here. So you can see we've made some progress. Got this back in August. I'm really appreciating this plant right now. It does have like pink that stays in the veins for a little bit, but then once it hards off, the pink does fade and go away, as you can kind of see on like some of these older leaves. But I just really like this plant, and I am happy that it's been doing well in ambient conditions because I took it out of my cabinet. My only thing is it has needed to be watered so frequently, like, oh my God, so frequently. It's very thirsty. I don't know what this is, but it's hella thirsty. So the next one I have that is also always been an ambient, this is my luxurians. I think I mentioned to y'all that this one was going through it. I noticed like some webbing, some spider mites on it. So I treated it accordingly. I have been spraying it with a systemic, so spraying it with Spino regularly, and she's doing fine. But this leaf was the leaf that I noticed it on. So any of those little yellowing speckles that you notice is because of spider mites, but it's doing fine. And then here is my Dark Phoenix Magnificum that I got from Green Escape that has been growing like a charm for me in general. This is the leaf. I recently repotted it and then brought it into ambient, and this is the new leaf that just popped. I'm pretty impressed with this plant right now because considering it just like transitioned into ambient, I didn't even think I was going to get a new leaf this fast, but here we are. So I'm just watching it and making sure that I don't let it dry out completely. This one and the Dark Phoenix and the No ID do need to be watered pretty frequently. It's not very fun, but you do have to do it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like chewed up leaves, transparently. Here is my Clarinervium. This is the most recent leaf I've gotten on this plant. I have been getting small leaves. So this was the leaf before. I guess it is a bit of an upsize between the two of them. My only thing is just like, it's not actually a very fast growing plant, but what I will say is for the conditions I have, it has been pretty much an ease, a joy to grow. And it's trying again to put out another flower. I don't know if the inflow will make it into anything. The last inflow definitely shriveled away, but I just absolutely love what the Clarinervium like leaf looks like. I love how like lightning veiny it is. It's so cute. This fully hardened leaf, is a joy. It's beautiful. So I think this for me, based off of my conditions, these four, I would 10 out of 10 recommend for ambient growing. Obviously that's a no ID, but Rad Lux, any kind of like mag hybrid or, you know, this specific one, easy going. And then a Clarinervium in general. So the Rad Lux and the Clarinervium have been so easy and ambient without having to do too much. You don't have to like be too stressed about like watering as well. They kind of have just been like fitting into my schedule where they fit in this entire time. So I really like that. Now below, this is something that's changed since last time. I have some Hoyas on this. I put the glass from my Rudsta here and I moved a bin. There used to be 2 bins, but I'm kind of over bin life. And right now the plants that are in one of the bins that I moved, I am planning to sell. I'm actually doing a live sale on the day that I'm recording this and hoping that I can just get those plants out of here. The purpose of the live sale is not for me to like make hella money. It's really just for me to rehome the plants. I don't want to throw them out. This is my Quinquenervia. This is doing really well. And I think I'm seeing increased sun stressing since putting it here. It's right in front of like a Sansi bulb. I also have my beautiful, the really and truly a good look, a beautiful one, the best one. Here is my pubic calyx splash. I mean, wow, like show stopping. And this leaf right here has sent me to the moon because it's just completely I can't even believe. I love it. Here is my Cochang's Island, which is finally doing well. I feel like so many of the plants that I mentioned I want to be growing and I have growth plans for are doing just that. So if you look, sorry about the focus, the Cochang's Island has literally 5 leaves that it's putting out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 leaves that it's putting out at one time. I can't even believe it. And it has a couple of peduncles. It hasn't bloomed. It's tried to bud up, but it hasn't been successful. But right now I've been focusing on making sure that I'm maintaining the watering. In fact, I'm noticing that there are actually leaves coming out all over the place. I think honestly, maintaining the watering has been the key to success. So I don't do the taco test per se, but I don't want the leaves to ever get soft. So I'm just coming through and I've just been throwing this into my weekly watering regimen regardless, essentially. And that's been working out for me. And here is my Surreygowensis, which I thought would do poorly. I thought it was going to get like leaves that the leaves that it used to have, which are smaller leaves, but it hasn't done that. We've got some new leaves coming out at the top there. This is actually a new leaf right here. There's a vine here, and it's also working on putting out another vine there. It's been doing so good and like filling out. I'm so excited about this plant. So moving it here has been okay because I kind of pushed it a little bit behind because I really wanted to keep getting, this is also a new leaf right here. I wanted to keep getting large leaves, but I do know that with more light, it might get those smaller leaves, that kind of sun stress versus these big dark paddleboard like leaves that I enjoy. And now to just work my way through, I'm looking at the top of the Vichito Tall. Here is my variegated heteroraceum. I think she needs water. I'm not really sure. Honestly, she probably does. She probably needs water. And then here is the Brazil. The Brazil is looking really, really good. The variegated heteroraceum is looking all right too. I do think that I'm going to do chops of both the variegated heteroraceum and then also my Micans so I can kind of fill out the tops so that they have more, you know what I'm saying, more to do at the front. My only thing is I'm trying to figure out where I also want to put these, the variegated heteroraceum, because I don't know if I like the aesthetic that it's bringing right now. I also need to do some cord management because right now that I'm just trying to clean up the look a little bit of my plant collection. Then when we come over here, we'll see like some yellow leaves, absolutely. But yeah, this is my Hoya, what is this? Hoya multiflora outer variegated. So it has bloomed for me before, and now it currently has 3 little shooting stars that it wants to put out for me again. Behind it, you'll see a yellowing Pandorata, absolutely. You'll also see my Hoya, which, sorry that this is like not focusing, but yeah, you'll see my Hoya, which is also looking real good, real nice. I love this plant. Not a bloom for the Hoya sitting on top of my, this is another multiflora, but this is my multiflora Javanica Thai Splash that is growing pretty well. I really adore this plant. All of these, for the most part, need water. And then I also took my platycollis out of the bin, and as a result of taking it out, the blooms look like they might actually turn into something. So that's pretty exciting. Love to see that. These all need water, and I am planning to do that this afternoon. And then I have my species Groot doing well. So I basically rearranged this shelf at the top to host all of my small leaf Hoya, not small leaf, thin leaf Hoyas that I have in ambient, which is now all of my thin leaf Hoyas. I've taken them out. So next down here, we have rearranged severely. This is not going to stay here. I'm actually planning to just have this shelf be a bunch of plants that are either on trellises, or like fully established, so it kind of look a little bit more full. So I moved my what is this? I can't even believe my Clemenciorum to over here. I'm finally getting a larger leaf on the Clemenciorum, which thank goodness, like it's been a minute. I have a new leaf here. This is also a new leaf. And then the vine looks like it's still not dying off, which we appreciate, which means I hopefully will continue to get new leaves. I do love this plant and adore it. It's very hardy, honestly, truly. An ease and a breeze to grow. Behind it is my Geneve. The plant that I said is not going to stay here is the Vitellina. I need to move it to somewhere. I'm not sure where. I also know that I'm going to be redoing my larger Acker bar to become a space for my Hoyas that I think would need a more humid and warm environment. So that's going to be a project that's coming at some point soonish, maybe. And now behind it, we also have my Sunrise, which is sun stressing and growing beautifully, just always growing, always doing something. I appreciate it. I can see there's like a vine of my Sunrise that's like literally growing down the back there. Love that for me. On the side, we also have my mint, my Lacanosa mint. This time around, the blooms are not blooming. Also, the one vine of like green is just still growing pretty. It's doing something. It's adding a little contrast. I think I actually might just cut it out though, transparently, so I can have a full pot of green Lacanosa. Yeah, I'm just not sure what to do with all of these hangers though, because it's winter time, so I don't really want them right by my window. And I also don't know how I feel about the look of them just being all up in the window per se. And I don't really have a lot of places that I feel like they would look good aesthetically. So I'm wondering about where exactly to put them. So that's been my new like thought process, is like, where do I put these plants that are hanging? Down below here, I also have my Hoya Perfection. My Hoya UT038 is doing really well. I'm really enjoying these dark leaves and how they contrast. My UT073 is also just here doing its thing. I've gotten 2 new leaves, I think. No, I haven't gotten any new leaves, I don't think, since the last time I've shown it to you. Maybe 1. The vine is growing. I just need it to do something for me, honestly and truly. But I realize I really do like a Finlaysoniae type. Since I'm down here, I might as well just show y'all the mess that is this bottom row of my Vitro Wide. So here is my RP013 that I decided to keep. It's got some new leaves on the way, a new leaf here, and then one that's new that's sun stressing real bad. And then it's also being supported by my Kalimantan that's behind it. There's a lot going on. I told y'all that I need to trellis some Hoyas really bad. These 2 are examples of ones that I really need to trellis. Here's my Hoya GPS 9303. I took it out of the bin. I realized that it was in there and I was like, why is it still in there? So I just took it out. This is a new leaf, so we appreciate that it's just not trying to stay in the 2-leaf club. Absolutely love that for me. And also here's my Hoya Finlaysoniae Angel. She's also doing well. She's a cutie patootie. She has like these darker leaves. The leaves she's grown in my care have been significantly like different, darker, like trying to show you it through the top, but that's kind of what those leaves have been looking like. I'm enjoying the plant. Here is also my, oh my gosh, Globulosa. My Globulosa grew these 2 leaves since I chopped it. So that chop that I shared that I'm selling looks cute. The Globulosa has finally also given shorter internodal spacing, which is good. I think it's because it's under much more light. Here's my Viola doing well. All of these plants are actually doing pretty well. So we love that. I do need to like clean my shelves. So that's like the next step, next plan that I'm thinking about, is like taking everything off, cleaning the shelves, doing a full wipe down, all that good stuff. Up top, it looks so much more empty. There's only like 4 plants. I have my Noel here that's doing pretty well. It's putting out an offshoot down there, which is exciting. I have my Hoya Surprise, which is my Dekier crossed with the chicken farm. I have my Irina 8H015. She's also putting out a new leaf. Oh my God, look at my little baby. Love that for me. She also tried to bloom, but I think that the buds blasted, so they just need to fall off and we just need to start over. And then here's my Hoya Jennifer. She's truly endeavoring to persevere. You know, I'm hopeful that she's going to turn into something sensational. Over here is a bog that I got from Tierra as a gift for my son. And he has planted the seeds in there. We're still just waiting on them to like fully sprout. So in there should be eventually Venus flytraps, and then I think Droseras and stuff like that. And then in our fridge, we have to plant in the pitcher plants. But yeah, here I have my Forgetii hybrid that I need to separate. I need to separate out this offset. I'm gonna do that this weekend for sure because I don't want new leaves to be coming out and then I'm stuck. Also, I feel like something is going on and stunting it. I think it needs to just be up potted. I want to kind of get them both bare roots so I can rinse the roots and all that and get them into like fresh soil with like myco inoculant and just like reset their lifestyles and all that. I'm probably going to try to bake whatever is in there just to sanitize it before using it again. And here's my crystallinum. I have an example of what happens when you absolutely forget to water in between, or when like watering is more increased than you thought. This, a chewed up leaf. I definitely missed a watering, and here is my chewed up looking leaf. My Sarawak is also growing, so shout out to the Sarawak. I can't even believe it. I literally said this plant is not growing, it's doing nothing. And now I have literally 5 new leaves or 6 new leaves on the way at once. 6 new leaves on the way at once, which is kind of incredible. And then I have some OGs that always do really well for me up here. Nothing to see here, just my pubic calyx and outer variegated latifolia doing their thing. The shadows are killing me. So here's another one that I know I need to do a chop on to fill out a little bit more. That is my Micans. She's doing great. She's just really long. So in addition to getting her off the floor, I also kind of want to fill her out a little bit. I've also really emptied off my dresser top, which is fantastic. So just my Obovata here, which I repotted and is doing well. Post repot has been growing, all that good stuff. And then my Australis Lisa, my new Pride and Joy, which is my Caudata sensational plant. I think I said in a video, I just need to give in and love her. And then here is my Hoya, what is this? My Crassipedialata Splash. She's doing real good. I put a crystal mag here. I think I might actually list this smaller one and then keep the bigger one because I'm trying to be intentional about not having two of the same plant, especially something simple like a crystal mag where they literally look the same. And then here's my silver blush. This plant is yeah, she's a hard time. Any advice will be accepted. And then I also wanted to come over here and show y'all, I have my cuttings from my begonias that went through, you know, a lot here. They're growing here. They're rooting pretty nicely. I'm going to let them root out significantly before moving them. And then here is my Hoya Snow Queen, my Latifolia Snow Queen. She's doing real good too. Not gonna hold you. These 2 new leaves are absolutely sensational. And I think she's actually working on putting out some more up here as well, which we absolutely love to see. Now we're in my cabinet and you can see the back has like some hard water stains on it because I sprayed the cabinet when the humidity is really bad with water just to keep things going. I also realized that I was spraying my cabinet, well, this one specifically, a lot, and thinking that the humidity wasn't staying up and trying to figure out what to do with that, but really it was that the plants needed water. Ha ha ha. So yeah, essentially a lot of these plants probably are going to have like edema as a result because they had not been watered properly. I kept thinking that because I saw condensation on the side, that maybe they were moist, but I realized that when I picked up a lot of the pots, they were really, really light. That said, I have recently watered them, but I just want to give y'all like some like inside scoop. So here is what my OG microgreens have turned out to be. They're looking really good. It's my Forgetii by Dorayaki. It's looking cute. Then next to it is an actual Dorayaki that I took a little offset, and I'm hoping that it's continuing to do okay. So I repotted or potted this into here maybe like a week ago. So I see a little bit of root. Is that root? Or am I dragging it? That's not even root. I don't know. Oh, I see at the top, you can see like a little fuzzy root growing, and there's another root nub. It also hasn't like deteriorated. It would have fallen into nothing if it was gonna die, so it hasn't done that. Here is one of my plants from, where did I get this from? Phyto Rot. So what is this? It's a hybrid. Maybe I'll put it on the screen, but I am kind of struggling, but not really struggling with this. More so, I'm pretty sure it's CalMag. So here's my Forgetii. You can see that it's back in the cabinet. I initially said I was going to take it out and then I put it back in. Haha. So I said I was going to keep it out, but I decided against that for now. More specifically because until I have plants to put into the cabinet, to maintain the humidity, I do need to keep a certain number of plants in the cabinet. Otherwise, I would need to put a humidifier in here, and I have no interest in having a third humidifier running up here right now, so I'm not doing that. So I put it back in just until I get other things to put in here. I do have some things that I'm gonna swap in, but I'll do all of the plants coming out at once instead. So essentially, I do intend to bring, I think, everything on this shelf here, bar the Lux hybrid, the Crystal Lux. I think they're all gonna come out. This babe you guys just saw, she had the same damage before. She's looking good. I don't think she's putting out any new leaf right now, but she is looking really, really good. I love her. And then here is the Pap that I have, my Pap Fort Sherman, allegedly. She's doing okay as well. I'm going to be taking her out. I'll be doing like repots for some of them. Specifically, that needs to go into a much bigger pot before I take it out. Underneath, you can see my crystal mag. Then I also chopped all the leaves, all the remaining leaves off after I did that video on my Queen of Hearts, because I just don't want to be looking at ugly leaves, so I chopped it off. Here's my King of Spades that also desperately needs to be up potted. I also burnt one of the leaves here by accident, so yeah. And then here is that mag by AOS Carla that's looking real good. And then we have my Crystal Pap. I love her to pieces. Love her to pieces. I do think that she would be fine coming out into ambient probably in like the next coming weeks. But again, I just want to make sure that I have all of the plants that like I want to make sure I'm taking out plants but replacing them with the right amount as well. Oh, and then there's another forgetty eye. Oh, I did actually, how did I almost forget to talk to y'all about this one? Look how long this forgetty eye emergent is. It's so long. I don't know what's up with this plant. I really don't. I'm struggling transparently with like figuring out the best way to take care of this. But yeah, let me close this cabinet because the humidity is dropping severely. But that's another thing that I recommend if you do have cabinets is like opening them up a lot. I do have the fans running constantly, but I think something else that can be really helpful for cabinet growing is to just open it up, you know, like maybe once every day or two. I'm really nosy, so I'm probably opening my cabinet at least every other day, which will help prevent like fungal issues. So here we have a lot of things that used to be seedlings or microgreens that are now turning into something. So most notable is my Forgetty Eye by Lux, which is looking real cute. I love this new leaf that is put out here. I have been having some issues on the CalMag front, right? So you can see this is my dark web self. And honestly, I just recently gave it some CalMag. I will see how that goes for the plant in like the coming weeks, but I'm pretty sure it's nutrient deficiency because I don't think I have been providing enough nutrients for my seedlings for a long time. I got a little bit nervous essentially because what happened with my solution one time is I had precipitation of my solution, which means I put the CalMag and I had the fertilizer water. And if you put fertilizer water into a gallon jug, you can typically use it over the course of a few days. I mean, they're obviously going to recommend you use it immediately, but it's not unsafe. But with mixing CalMag in, I noticed that the water got really, really brown, which means that they were binding together. And I was worried about nutrient lockout. So I was essentially just watering my plants with plain tap water because I have too many plants to be watering them with distilled water. So I think because of that, they were just getting really like nutrient poor in the soil and the substrate, etc. So I'm thinking about potentially taking these dark web cells out of what they're in right now, like the cup wise, because I'm also noticing I don't see a whole, well, I do see a nice fuzzy root, but they're not reaching like the corner of this pot, and I've had them for quite some time. So I don't know, we'll see. But this is another, I have one of these already, so I'm actually wondering if I want to keep this, but this is a Carla BVEP by Carla S1. I have another one, I showed it recently, but this is a smaller seedling that I got just because I wanted to see if it would look any different. And I think I'll grow it out until it's a little bit more mature. And if it looks the same as the other one I have, then I'll probably just sell it. This is an SKG Gray crossed with a brown derby Zara. This leaf did well. I don't know what happened. Well, actually I do. this leaf was growing into this one behind it, and I didn't notice it in time, so it got a little bit ugly. But you know, that's just the kind of the game. I've also said in my recent repotting video that I kind of have struggled with that plant to begin with, so I'm not really moved by it looking like that. But yeah, these little guys up here are typically, they're doing okay. I think the forgetty eyes are doing fantastically, and I think these other three, we'll figure something out with them. We'll figure something out. Okay, now to move to the side. Here is that Pat BVEP, or Pat by Pat BVEP, that's doing okay. And then here is my FTG Self crossed with a Carla Soul Reaper. Also looking cute, looking nice. Those two, I just have them there because they're getting direct light and they feel like, I think they can handle more light. And yeah, that's really it. Down below is kind of where you will see like my sea of Carla hybrids and my red crystal. So again, Carla hybrid, you guys have seen all of these recently, but I just wanted to show you. So this is the same plant that I just said I have a duplicate of, that I essentially think if it looks the same as the other one, like if the other small one turns out to start looking similar to this, I won't keep both. But I really love the crispness of these veins. This is a stunning plant. And then just because I just want to show y'all this leaf again, it is actually getting ready to put out another leaf there, so I'm really excited. Also, both of my Carlas are putting out leaves, so that's like getting ready to bust. And then that's the newest leaf on one of my Carlas here. You can also see a ton of yellowing leaves. We love that. So this plant has a bunch of like, a lot of the old, almost all of the old leaves are actually yellowing away all at once, which is kind of annoying, kind of weird, but we'll figure that out on a different date. And then I have a plant that is, I think, made by Anthuriums, but I bought it through Pow and Josh, and then another Pow and Josh Cutie Patootie. This is a Silver Blush by Red Crystal, or Red Crystal by Silver Blush, one of the two. I like it because it has like a little cute little pink sinus there that it does maintain, because you can see it there. It's so cute. That one for sure, when it gets too big, is just going to come out of the cabinet, more like 100%. So now we're at our final stop, which is kind of a sad stop, transparently, in here. So this, as you can see, is like my Magno ID. She has not grown a new leaf since the last time I recorded a walkthrough, and we really hate that. She has consistently tried to, she tried to put out a new leaf. Both of the new leaves that tried to come out have snapped within the cataphil. So I don't know, but I do want to show y'all the roots of this. I just recently watered it, so it's kind of heavy, but the roots have, ooh, or are they rotty? This one, I think I might need to actually, now that I just looked at the roots, I think I might actually need to go in and check on the roots of this one, get it out of its substrate and into something new with some myco, probably a pot that's not necessarily bigger, but cut away any rot, because I did just see a little rotty root at the bottom there that just like flew away. So I definitely want to check in on this babe, root wise, root health wise. Potentially, I don't know if I need to take a prop of it specifically because I have this offset baby here, but this one also did the same thing with the cataphil, like just completely snapping. It didn't rot in the cataphil, it just snapped. But I want to check on this one because I do think it needs an upsize anyway. But if I go in and it's mostly rotted, then obviously we won't need to upsize, we'll need to rehab it. And I'll figure that out some way, shape, or form. But that said, here is the other Magno ID, which is basically just an offset of this plant, and it's also at the point of flowering, so that's kind of cute and exciting. But its most recent leaf literally also snapped, and that really frustrated me. I kind of started thinking about what I need to do, where I need to place it, and whether or not I want to move it to be closer to the humidifier, because I'm actually appalled that that happened. I moved my what is this? My Villanorum over here. This also needs some TLC. You can see some yellowing of the leaves. A lot of that is because it's needed to be repot for a long time, or up pot for a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I keep forgetting, honestly. But I am going to add that to my list. As a matter of fact, I think this afternoon I'm going to do a nice like long repot and reset of my plants, seeing as I'm like going through and doing this video right now. Also, this is my Hoffmanii crossed with a red gunsel. So she's looking cute. She's just pretty much so like a round Anthurium. I don't see anything super special. I do like her roundness, but she doesn't have like a ton of traits that are thrilling for me, but she is growing really well in ambient. So I'm just kind of leaving her alone, and I'll see what she looks like as she continues to get bigger. I do really like a round plant. So she's not like on the chopping block or anything, but I'm just waiting for her to maybe try to size up a little bit or do something a little bit different, because she kind of is pretty like just pretty compact and round, and I don't know. She isn't exciting me as much as she used to. I think that's because so many of the other plants that I have are doing that, but the only unique trait that I want to keep her for is how round she is. Okay, and then as a quick preview, I do have a Carla pap inside of a bin here that I also pollinated. And then the inflow did go from yellow back to green. So I'm kind of just hoping that it took, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to close this bin and let this baby do her thing in there, and just be great the way that she can be great. Now, I've also had a change of like situation. So I put I took out, this is the Black Velvet crossed with Zara Michelle. Is it Black Velvet crossed with Zara Michelle? No, it's actually a Michelle crossed with Black Velvet. So this was one of the red crystals that when it was advertised showed like that it had purpley emergence. I haven't seen that yet, but this is my first leaf that it actually grew out. The last leaf shriveled away and just like disappeared into nothing. This one actually became something, and it has only done that in full on ambient conditions. So I think it appreciates my ambient conditions a little bit. The older leaves are definitely yellowing away, but they were doing that before. So I'm not really too fussed or worried about that. Then we just have a bunch of Hoyas. I don't really want to talk too much about each of these because I recently talked about them. I don't think that these will be their permanent homes, but I just wanted to get them into the room that I think they'll be in. I'm going to be kind of rearranging consistently. I feel like that's what most plant people do. They're just constantly rearranging and all that kind of good stuff. And we have some more Hoyas, but these are actually ones that I know for a fact I'm keeping these. Like, I like these. I wanted to keep these lower because I want them to stay moist for a little bit longer. And then in some good news, this is my Pap Lux that actually became a stump. It sprouted 2 leaves, so we love that for me so bad. We really love that. And then behind it in a similar condition is actually my Dorayaki stump that has already activated a growth point. And then that's my Calistophylla that's doing fantastically. Next up over here in this corner is my long-standing piece of furniture, my red Congo, and then also a new baby that is like growing so well for me finally, and that is my Pallidiflorum, and it just put this leaf out, and this leaf looks bigger than what this leaf was when it first came out. So I know it's going to be longer, so I'm just so excited. I'm thrilled. I like cannot believe. And then below, this is actually the final plant in here. Oh no, I lied. This is my Scalprum. I completely forgot to water it, so it curled up, but I just gave it water. It'll be fine. And then these are the final plants in here because, as a fun fact, I actually got rid of my 2 philodendron that were on poles. I saw spider mites and I had a minor crash out, so I got rid of them. But yeah, that's my Splendid, just looking nice and cute. If you look at her, she's looking good and she's growing. I'm really excited about her because she's still upsizing even though she's on like a regular pole. I think the perspective is not showing that this leaf actually is bigger than that one because it's ducking a little bit, but I promise it is. And then here is my Monstera Ansonii that I need to upsize as well. I need to put the upsize. I need to extend the pole. I've been saying that, but I also considered getting rid of this one because I thought maybe I just need to end my pole era. Because honestly, I keep saying I really don't enjoy pole care whatsoever. But what I am thinking is because it has grown off so much, I'm wondering if I just need to order like D-shaped poles and like add it to one of those. Yeah, we'll see what I end up doing. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this video and kind of seeing what my collection is looking like now. Please do let me know if y'all are interested in me either doing like a few large repotting video. I'm definitely planning to do that. I said I was interested in doing that tonight, but now that I'm like looking at my calendar and thinking about the fact that I am also doing a little live sale, I'm like, oh girl, maybe you're not doing that tonight. But let me know if you're interested in seeing either a repot, if you're interested in seeing me like transitioning my begonias from the vessels that they're in now into glass vessels with like a semi-hydro layer. I think that's going to be really interesting to one, shop for those. I intend to be shopping specifically at the dollar stores, any dollar store. I don't want to be spending, an arm and a leg for glass vessels. So dollar store, maybe IKEA, etc., for larger glass vessels for me to put those begonias in, because I do think that putting them into a circumstance like that might be best for them. And then additionally, let me know if it interests y'all in seeing me actually like clean up my collection as well. Additionally, I'm gonna drop the link for the Discord and keep that pinned. If y'all just want to chat, hang out, etc., let me know. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope that you all have a good rest of your night, and I appreciate y'all for sticking with me so far. All right, bye.